I'm Paul Stanley of KISS. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I told you last night, no!
You're listening to your source for pro wrestling talk.
For those that are unaware, my name is Fuego del Sol.
Yeah, I actually used to wrestle for Ring of Honor before I signed with WWE.
You know, that name that you just named, I've never had a one-on-one match here in Impact Wrestling Games for Swan.
This is Third League.
World Women's Champion for NWA. I'm the first ever Mexican-born wrestler to hold this title.
This is the first time someone's introduced me as the Monster Hunter outside of a wrestling show.
His psychology was completely different, and it was more lucha style and Japanese style, so I got two completely different kinds of training.
This is Wrestling Radio.
Welcome into another edition of Third League Radio. How's everyone doing out there? We got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about Bully Ray. We got some New Japan stuff. We got backstage on Sheamus No Compete. But first off, we got to start with Thekla. We got to start with the Triangle of Madness. She has had a war with Stardom. Thekla's declared war on Stardom, declared war against Taro Okada. And she recently said, hey, Triangle of Madness is coming. We're coming for the Artist of Stardom title. And she did not disappoint. At the, New Japan right now, they've got the G1 going on. Stardom has just started their 5-star Grand Prix. Mm-hmm. And on the first night of the 5-star Grand Prix was an Artist of Stardom title match where...
Hey, every year it's the same time. No, it's not a surprise. We should know that it's every year. All the Japan tournaments are usually around the same time. It's the summer.
But Triangle of Madness would challenge for the title. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Thekla, they would actually defeat God's Eye. And they are the new Artist of Stardom champions.
Yeah, of course. I mean...
Thekla gave a speech saying that her gift to Stardom, her gift to President Okada is them taking these titles around the world to defend them against everybody in the height of vanity. Thekla, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I like what they're doing here. It's getting a lot of eyes on Stardom. A lot of people getting to see people like Starlight Kid maybe learning about Hate, God's Eye. But, I mean... I don't know. Thekla running down Stardom on a world stage. I don't know how good that does in the long run. I mean, billionaire Vince didn't do good in the long run. Tony going on TNA programming, running down TNA. Maybe that was building to a feud that never happened, but I don't know.
That wanted to work, but then TNA got mad that they were joking about buying the company.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, does it work? I mean, it can. I don't know if I like that she's got a feud with Stardom, but I don't like the way it's headed. I don't like her always winning, her always coming out on top. I don't know. We'll see what the streaming does on that. I don't know how New Japan Global's doing, working out on that way, but
New Japan Global's great.
I would like to see some more Japanese on my AEW now.
See, New Japan Global website, it's amazing. It's in English. You can purchase it in English.
I meant New Japan Global for Stardom. I don't know how.
Yeah, I know. But I don't understand why they don't do that for Stardom, or if they just move Stardom over to New Japan Global.
Yeah, that's
because the Stardom website, it's all in Japanese. You have to purchase in yen. You have to translate the whole damn webpage.
Yeah, dude, that would be difficult just to get a pay-per-view. But I don't know. That's I like it and I don't like what they're going here, so we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Well, speaking of New Japan, speaking of the G1, we talked a little bit about this last week. Shota Umino is gone from the G1. Concussion-like symptoms. They would rather sit him than take any chances.
I don't think we talked about it yet. I think it happened on our break.
Maybe. But this is, it's kind of, I don't want to say commonplace, but in the past few years, it's...
Someone's been getting hurt.
Gabe Kidd's got hurt. I know for sure last year, Yu got hurt, right?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Gabe Kidd got taken out last year. You're right.
Now, New Japan doesn't replace the competitors. Everyone who was coming up or has a match coming up with Shota just gets an automatic 2. They didn't replace Gabe Kidd, so Tony Khan does in the Continental Classic. I don't know, just what are your thoughts on that? Just the fact that New Japan doesn't replace the wrestlers Tony Khan does. You think that's maybe New Japan doesn't have the roster to replace wrestlers and Tony's got a bloated roster?
I don't think it's that, because you can get somebody in New Japan to finish out a group. I think the problem is they don't see that they have anyone else who's big enough to take that position, whereas Tony, he sees it as a story where they can be like, oh, he took over Mascara Dorada's points, but he only had 3 points. He has to work his way back up.
Yeah.
But they don't do that there, because if someone, to them, if they earn the spot in the tournament, why would someone else get in, even if that person got hurt because they didn't earn it?
Yeah. I could definitely see that. I mean, it's more of a sport-based kind of system, even though, New Japan does have some stuff. I mean, even though
they're called the king of sports.
Yeah, well, I'm saying even though I think New Japan is not DDT, there has been some DDT wrestlers, and it's still more of a sport-oriented is kind of what I'm saying. So, yeah, I can see why they would do that. I don't know. I still like to have the replacement in there, but I can see how if this were an actual thing, the competitor would not be replaced. Like if this was back in the UFC when they had tournaments and somebody got hurt, okay, well, you're just out of the tournament, But yeah, that is a look at New Japan and Shota Umino.
Your source for pro wrestling and your place for modern rock. This is Third League. Rock and Wrestling Radio.
Well, I shouldn't say never. I very rarely disagree with Bully Ray.
What do you mean?
I very rarely agree. Wow. I was going to say I almost always disagree with Bully Ray, but, he just has this company man, whatever company I think I'm going, I'm just going to talk crap about the other company. When he was at Ring of Honor, he talked about how Roppongi Vice was one of the greatest tag teams, better than any one that WWE had, and now he's talking about Roppongi Vice is horrible. You know what I mean? He didn't say that, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Well, they're not in the spotlight. If they could put the worst wrestler in the world at the world title position, and he'd be like, it's great. Well,
this is kind of in the vein that I'm going with. He says that this, I'm going to tease it like a headline on a social media click or something. Former WWE star, now useless in AEW, just background. Just based on that, who would you think he's talking about?
Paul White?
Claudio Castagnoli.
What?
Yes. A former Trios champion, Ring of Honor champion, CMLL champion, his background? I'm just saying, how do you look at that? Maybe you're saying, hey, he should be world champion right now, and cool, that might be a valid argument. But, you look at the world champions aside from Darby Allin, I haven't had a problem with any of them, Could put Claudio over Darby, cool, that would have been great, whatever. But to say he's just background, he's just misused, I don't get that argument at all.
I mean, that's like saying all of the NWO was background. I mean...
Well, once it got to a certain point, a lot of them were.
But you know what I'm saying. It's
like saying Sting is background when he wasn't the champion. It's like, dude, what? In his first match, Claudio comes in and wins the Ring of Honor world title. You know what I mean? It's like, no, Claudio is not being background. He's not being misused. I mean,
he's on TV every damn week.
Yeah, he's on TV every week. I mean, I can say Pac maybe being misused out of the Death Riders.
No, Pac's got a story. It's not out there.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're gonna pick a Death Rider to say is being misused, Pac's the one. I mean,
I would say this current moment probably Wheeler Yuta, because he's not being used.
But I don't know. Bully Ray and reality have always had a odd relationship. I'll say that.
Talking wrestling around the world. This is Third League.
But we'll move on with an update on Sheamus, the former Celtic Warrior WWE superstar. He reportedly turned down the opportunity to sign a new contract because, huge pay cut, sent to the back, all that stuff. Well, Fightful Select said Sheamus won't become a free agent until October 1st. Technically, will remain under contract until then. Now, on the 90-day clause, they don't have to take it.
Jim Cornette believes Sheamus is going to retire before he goes to AEW. He says that this is him retiring.
Jim Cornette is one of those Bully Ray guys. AEW, ew, no. Don't trust anything Jim Cornette says.
Hey, for enough money, people will go anywhere they want to.
Well, I'm just saying,
for enough money, LeBron James will play for another 20 years.
I don't think Sheamus should go to AEW. I don't think there's anything for him there. I don't think, other than reuniting with Claudio and becoming a new Death Rider, I don't see what you can do for Sheamus there unless he's got more backstage influence.
Of course he does, but you can make him Ring of Honor World Champion. He can be backstage. He can be teaching everybody. He could be doing good on promos, helping people.
Well, I'm just saying, I think Sheamus helps pro wrestling more going to, being a free agent, really, being an independent guy, working in Major League, working in New Japan, working all across the country, all across the world, really.
He can still do all that stuff, because Ring of Honor doesn't work that much.
I don't know why Tony would pay him what he's asking for.
You bring him into Ring of Honor, that'll get all the eyes in the world over there. Do you understand how big Sheamus is, or are you just trying to say,
okay.
Sheamus?
Here, I'm going to show exactly what the public reaction is going to be to put Sheamus on Ring of Honor. Tony fumbled. Oh, my God. Sheamus is so bad he couldn't even get on the main roster? Oh. That's the mindset of wrestling fans today, or WWE fans. I shouldn't call them pro wrestling fans, because they're not.
Sure.
But that's their mindset. That's all that's going to be.
That's the way Tony usually does it, but if they do it the right way, and he redoes Ring of Honor, I mean, that's the best place for him, is for him to redo that whole brand, and they need to redo it anyway. And you need a big name over there to get people to watch. Motor City Machine Guns, free agents, them, over there, Sheamus, over Ring of Honor, boom, perfect. Kairi Sane, you actually put her on the main roster and move someone down, but you get what I'm saying. Bring Asuka and Kairi Sane to do women's tag, bring Sheamus and Motor City to be your top dogs in Ring of Honor.
Third League Radio. We're going to get into wrestling portion of the show, talking about AEW Dynamite from MGM Music Hall in Boston, Massachusetts. It would open with an AEW World Tag Team title match. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage would defend their title by defeating the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta, just under 12 minutes in this one.
You give Wheeler Yuta something there, but I don't think he needed a tag title match, but, whatever.
And this next one, a Wrestling Observer rated 3.5-star match. You know what? I don't think it was 3.5, to be quite honest with you. Andre El Idolo would defeat Jake Doyle in 12 minutes and 14 seconds.
I quite enjoyed that one.
I did not. I was a fan of Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. I really did like that big bruising tag team. Doyle gets hurt. Davis gets basically a singles push. Doyle comes back. I think he's teaming with Brian Cage now. I just haven't liked him. I haven't liked it. I don't know. Just not responding to it. In another tag team match, Nick Colorado's back. I thought he was gone, but him and Aaron Solo would get squashed by Bandito Brody King in, a little over 2 minutes.
I thought they were going to stop that tag team. I guess they're still doing it.
I thought Nick Colorado got released a long time ago after his contract.
No,
I don't think he got signed.
I thought they stopped doing that for a little bit.
No, I guess they are still going strong. 4 3/4 Wrestling Observer star-rated match for the international title, as Kyle Fletcher would get the win, defeating Commander. He would retain with 11 minutes flat. This is a good match. Honestly, I mean, you know Kyle Fletcher's gonna.
It's fun.
Well, I mean, you know Kyle Fletcher's gonna retain, but honestly, for a little bit there, I'm like, dude, Commander could do it, and he can't.
If anyone wins the international title, it should be Claudio if you're going to do that. And then Claudio can change it to the Swiss title. Because whoever wins the title should change it to their country's title.
Or have their country's flags on the... Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what MJF and Ospreay did. They had a story about it, fighting it All In.
4 1/4 Wrestling Observer rated match over here, and I don't agree with it at all. This is the part where I'm just like, what are you doing, Tony Khan? I just mentioned Brian Cage a little bit earlier. You know Brian Cage. You've seen Brian Cage. You know how big this man is. He can't even reach around and put his hand in the middle of his shoulder blades. That's how big his arms are.
Oh, did he just come back from a head injury? Because every time I see him, they got him taped up around the forehead.
Tell me why. You've seen Brian Cage, again. Mm-hmm. You've seen how big he is.
He looks a little different now, but...
Tell me why a guy a little bit bigger than me just beat Brian Cage.
Because he just...
Tell me why Darby Allin just beat Brian Cage. That would never happen in any form of real life ever. Not in any form of anything ever. Would Darby Allin ever beat Brian Cage? And Tony's like, that's believable. What? I feel like I'm the one taking crazy pills here.
You are.
Main event. Main event of Dynamite. A 4-star Wrestling Observer rated match. It's a 6-man tag team match. I'm not a fan of the multi-person matches. I've said it before. But Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bayne would team up with Mercedes Moné to defeat Hyan, Maya World, and Willow Nightingale just under 14 minutes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Because of how big they are in their weight.
So, Megan Bayne, one of the tallest, strongest women in AEW, shouldn't win.
She's not strong, she's just tall.
That makes no sense. You're just mad because I said that earlier, and you want to have some. You want to have some, like, it's like you have this personal feeling, like you have this personal feeling, like when I say, well, tell me how I'm wrong. When I say Tony's favorites, and I point out how they're Tony's favorites, you get so physically mad.
Let me talk, you idiot.
See, right there.
Because you won't let me talk, you just go no.
Because I can tell you what you're doing. It's just you're just saying that.
Darby Allin, that's it. You don't like Darby Allin. You don't want to see him win. He could beat Rey Mysterio, and you'd say, "How Mysterio?"
That makes more sense.
What?
Rey Mysterio and Darby Allin kind of equal in size. When Rey Mysterio won the title for the first time against the two giants, he didn't do it because he was better than them. It's because the two giants were fighting each other, and he snuck in.
So in your mind, Bobby Lashley should be world champion.
Dude, I get it. You're just a Tony guy. And you think I'm talking crap about Tony all the time. And he does deserve this. He does deserve to be told Darby Allin should never beat Brian Cage. He deserves to have that reality check. And you deserve to have the reality check of you're just a Tony guy.
You need to stop looking at weight and height because these aren't real fights. You're acting like Jim Cornette right now. You cannot just say...
But you have to have some form of believability, even if it's a kernel. And there's not even a kernel of believability in that.
Okay, but then get back to what if an Olympian who's never done pro wrestling before, but he's super strong, he comes in, he should be at the top world champion because of how he looks.
No.
Yes, that's what you're saying because he's bigger and stronger than everybody.
It's not what I'm saying.
Yes, it is.
No. I get it.
Whoever is the biggest and strongest wins every match.
You're just trying to say nuh-uh.
That's what
you're just
saying.
Trying to say nuh-uh.
No,
I get
I'm
it.
not.
Yes, you are a contrarian who's just trying to say nuh-uh because you don't like the fact that Darby Allin shouldn't be beating Brian Cage.
Yes, he should.
You do this every time I point out how the crowd's reacting horribly to Orange Cassidy. There's only a small number of people cheering, and you get mad at me. You're just mad because I'm telling Tony he's wrong.
Why should a guy who's had maybe 2 titles in his career and never gotten farther than a fucking pre-show be a world champion?
Why should a guy no bigger than me ever be a world champion?
You're bigger than Rey Mysterio.
Taller.
You're bigger than Mike Awesome.
No.
Yes,
not at all. No, not at all. Have you seen Mike Awesome? Have you seen me? Not at all, sir. You're just... You know what? My advice to you comes from a movie called Mystery Alaska. Hold tight to your delusions. They might be all you have.
Third League Radio.
Well, we're still in Boston at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway for Collision number 153. It was a Thursday night Collision. It was taped on a Thursday, I should say. But this one, I watched a guy react to this one because you can still react to AEW videos. They're not blocking them like WWE. And it was, it's Jack Perry versus Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne comes out, makes his entrance, and this guy's like, Mama Wayne. No. Where's Mama Wayne? I mean, you're cool, Nick, but where's Mama Wayne? I thought that was funny. This guy was just really wanting to see Mama Wayne. Didn't even care about anything going on.
Yeah, I don't know why she's not there. That was the big part of his thing.
Jack Perry would get the win in this one, 11 minutes, 4 seconds. Well, the TNT title is on the line. I'm a little bit on Kevin Knight right now. He's better on the mic when he's a heel because it's more natural. But at the same time, I don't know. I think the him and Mike, or the Speedball Bailey thing, that needs to be the focus, and they're trying to push him into other things, and I get why, but you haven't finished. You haven't paid off that Speedball Kevin Knight. Anyway, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Kevin Knight would defend the TNT title against AR Fox. 8 minutes, 46 seconds in this match. But we were talking about these guys a little bit earlier. Jake Doyle, Brian Cage, joined by Hechicero. They would take on and defeat Nick Nolan, Tom Phillip, I believe is it Tom or Tomei? It's T-O-M-E. I'm going to say Tom because I don't want to say Tomei. It sounds weird to me. Tomei Philippe. There we go. We'll say that. I'll do it that. I'll put the French on it. Tomei Philippe, joined by Gino Medina. I really do like Gino Medina. I hope he gets a call up to AEW. But anyway, the Don Callis family would get the win in this one. This is a squash match. 1 minute, 50 seconds. You got a 6-man tag match. That's how you do that right there. This match right here, Will Ospreay against Adam Brooks. Adam Brooks is an old vet. Will Ospreay used to train under this guy, used to work with him, come up with him. And they did this whole story where, hey, we don't have anybody to wrestle. Tony's like, we got to find somebody. He's like, hey, I know a guy. This guy gave me a shot. I want to give him a shot. And Will Ospreay is being a little bit of a I guess. I mean, not really, kind of like, let's call him an old geezer. It's like, oh, this old geezer, I used to, but friendly kind of chiding without, like, friendly kind of chiding while still being kind of I guess, still being that kind of guy. And it's like, as we get into this match, it's like Will Ospreay has to turn more Death Rider to put this guy away, this old veteran, this guy who helped him come up. That's the direction we're going with this Death Riders thing going on here. So maybe back to more of a return from, I guess what I'm trying to say, if you remember the Callum Newman taking over, being kind of the mean version in United Empire, Ospreay not wanting to do those things. Ospreay goes over to Bullet Club, and he's turning into that. Does that change that eventual Callum Newman-Ospreay matchup that we've been thinking about?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where they're going, but they have an obvious plan, so I'm just going to let it play out.
Now this, I don't know about this. 2 squash matches right in a row. Athena would defeat Ava Everett, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, followed by Brawling Birds defeating a tag team of Kayla Lopez and Tiara James. Anyway, just under 3 minutes in that one. So you've got women's matches on the show, and they're both short. You got a guy who's been trying to build up women's wrestling, who puts them in the main event, who really, I mean, sure, I might not like the people he's pushing and all that, but he really pushes women's wrestling, and then he does something like that. 2 squash matches back to back, and they're both women's matches? I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that.
Yeah, I don't know how he does his timings. I bet what he does is he books the matches, and then he's like, okay, well, the main event's going to get this long, and then when he gets to the women's matches, he's like, oh, crap, after commercials, we got like 2 minutes.
Well, Tommaso Ciampa was in action next, taking on Myron Reed. He would defeat Myron Reed, 10 minutes, 27 seconds. Ciampa and Jericho. That's really the story there. Jericho bringing back the Painmaker. Ciampa having the extreme kind of stipulation for their match at Redemption.
Well, if you notice, Jericho now is a mix of all of his personas before. He's got the light-up pants and jacket. He'll do his old WCW moves sometimes. He teases the Lion Tamer. I don't think he's actually done it yet.
I don't think he could do the Lion Tamer anymore.
Probably not. But, everything he does is... he's like a mix of everything now.
Yeah, but that's going to be pretty cool, their match at Redemption. We'll see how that... I mean, they are really working well together. Kind of surprised me a bit on that. But the Ring of Honor World title would be on the line. Adam Priest would get to challenge for the world title. Although his match would only last 7 minutes, as Bandito would get the win. I mentioned Tony giving the 2 women's matches short time earlier. At least he gave the women a main event. Queen Aminata would challenge for Hikaru Shida's TBS title. And Evil Hikaru, she makes her way onto screen. She defeats Queen Aminata, then comes back, still attacks her. I mean, she is setting herself up as a top villain.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's really a villain per se. I think she believes that she's righteous, like she's...
But doesn't every villain?
No.
Really? Name one. Every villain believes they're righteous. Everyone believes they're in the right.
Yeah, but it feels different with her. It's more like, no, it's different.
But yeah, that I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But that's a look at AEW this week.
This week in history.
Well, now it's time for This Week in History. Now, there are a couple things that we want to get into this week. If we can pull it up here, because if we're going to go back, we're looking at the weeks July 13th through July 19th. That's what we're looking at. I had 3 things I wanted to talk about here. July 18th, 1980. We'll see July 18th in a little bit, but July 18th, 1980, Vern Gagne would win his 10th and final AWA World Heavyweight Championship against Nick Bockwinkel. That would be in Chicago, Illinois. July 14th, 1994, Vince McMahon was on trial for charges of steroid distribution. Hulk Hogan would take the stand to testify July 14th, 1994. They would actually call him Terry Bollea in court. That's how people found out his name. It was still kind of closed door back then. But anyway, he would say that, yes, they did use steroids in WWE. Yes, a lot of people used them. No, Vince McMahon did not instruct them to use them. He did not distribute them to anyone. People believe that testimony saved Vince McMahon from jail time. And I guess the final thing I want to talk about also happened on July 18th, but it was in 1993. Beach Blast. It was, NWA. Beach Blast. NWA presents WCW Beach Blast, the last professional wrestling event produced by NWA. After that, it would be WCW. They would stop using the NWA letters. And the main event when this one would be the Superpowers, Sting and Davey Boy Smith. They would team up to face Masters of the Power Bomb, Big Van Vader, and Sid Vicious to culminate the rivalry in that storyline, I guess.
Yeah, this is also when the international heavyweight title became a thing. That was the WCW's main title because NWA took the world's title name back, but WCW still kept the big gold because that was their title.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same as the NWA title. So they kept that and they called it the international heavyweight title for maybe not even 2 months before Flair came back and they reunited the titles.
Yeah. I don't know. I was a big NWA WCW kid. I didn't even really understand the difference between companies and all that until I was older, and I was like watching WWF. And then I'm like, man, whatever happened to that guy Sting? Where's he at? I was such a young kid, I had no idea. But yeah, that is a look at this week in history.
Match of the week.
Well, now it's time for Match of the Week. An honorable mention, I've got to go over to Stardom just because the Triangle of Madness has become the Artist of Stardom champions, their version of a trios title by defeating God's Eye 13 minutes 55 seconds. I think that's got to be my honorable mention of the week.
I'll take that one too. I think that's going to start something pretty cooler. I hope so. I hope Stardom becomes more accessible here and I don't have to go out of my way to watch it, because they also are one of the best ever at DMCA copyright. You cannot find a week, a stream, nothing. No recordings, you can't find shit. You can maybe find like matches here and there, but if you want to find a full show that happened maybe last weekend or a month ago, no, I'm not going to find it.
Oh, now it's time for Match of the Week. And there's a few you could have chose from this week, but I think for me, it's going to be the international title. Kyle Fletcher defeating Commander 11 minutes flat on AEW Dynamite again. Hey, you knew Kyle Fletcher was going to win, but it was just a wonderful match. It had you going, hey, Commander could actually do this, even though you knew Kyle Fletcher was getting the win.
I guess I'll take the main event from Collision. I liked what I saw from that.
Yeah, Hikaru Shida, Queen Aminata. Well, I mean, I like Queen Aminata. She doesn't get a lot of TV time. I think her character needs to maybe focus more on her character. And I don't usually say that because I'm an in-ring work guy.
I think Red Velvet should be where Queen Aminata is.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I'm an in-ring work guy, so I don't really focus on character. I don't really say that. But when she you can tell she's trying. You know what I mean? You can see that she's really trying, and it's like when you get to the point where, okay, for instance, Kevin Knight, when he's doing a babyface promo, he's trying. He's trying too hard, and you can see it. When he's doing a heel promo and he's just talking, and it's light years ahead of where he was. So that's my thing with Queen Aminata. I think she's good in the ring, but I think her character, you can tell she's trying too hard. Get to the point where you're just doing and you're just reacting, and it's going to be a whole lot better. But that is match of the week.
And after it's all over, you say, "Oh, what a lovely tea party."
Third League. Wrestling Radio.
Upcoming shows. Well, I think the big one for me is AEW Redemption. Montreal, Quebec, Canada at the Bell Center. And it looks like a pretty stacked card. The TBS title is going to be on the line. Hikaru Shida taking on Maya World. Recently showed up in a big match.
Yeah, I'm not... Maya World could win there, but Hikaru Shida will probably retain because I think Willow might take the women's world title.
Might? She's Tony's favorite. Yes, she's going to.
Well, I say might because she hasn't really been wrestling. She's like just come back, so I don't know if they'll...
The only reason she wouldn't is if they're going to continue this whole... Because Thekla and Triangle of Madness just got the Artist of Stardom titles, you know? So that's the only reason that I don't think she would. But a tag team match is next. Young Bucks taking on the Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. That looks like a good match. It could potentially be a very good match. We'll see the AEW World Tag Titles defended as the Death Riders, Claudio and Pac, will challenge Cope and Cage for the World Tag Team titles. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. Singles match, Jericho taking on Tommaso Ciampa.
That'll be fun.
What else we got? I expect Andrade El Idolo to win this one, the national title match. Andrade taking on Mark Davis. There's been that story. He had to complete so many matches to get the title match, so I kind of think he's going to take that one. And then,
CMLL also has a national title. I wonder if maybe he can, win both.
Well, speaking of international, Bandito will be challenging Kyle Fletcher for the international title. He is not putting the Ring of Honor title on the line. It's just him challenging for the international title.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier. The AEW Women's World Titles going to be contested as Willow Nightingale is going to challenge Thekla for the Women's World Championship. And in a match that has really divided the internet, honestly, Kevin Knight is getting a title shot against Kenny Omega.
Well, Kenny's that guy. Kenny. That's the stuff that he likes to do. It doesn't matter who it is. He'll put up young wrestlers who he thinks have the athleticism and the potential to make it. So, yeah, he's going to put him up, especially on a new pay-per-view that's going to be a B-level pay-per-view that is probably going to get low amount of buys anyway. That's really just to build for All In. I mean, go for it, I guess. I mean, I probably would have picked someone else, but...
Yeah, like I said, I said it earlier, but you're trying to put Kevin Knight in a position. I understand why you're trying to put him in certain positions. You like him, you got a thing and all that. But his story with Speedball Bailey's not played out yet. It hasn't even begun to...
Well, what if that's going to play a role here?
I mean, maybe it could.
Because Bailey's going to be so upset that he's not getting the match against Kenny Omega, because that's a bigger story. Him and Kenny have a story from TNA. I think they've done some other stuff. Bailey's had a big story with... Bailey has had a 5-star match with Ospreay. You think he doesn't want this chance against Kenny to win the title and face Ospreay?
I mean, I don't like...
He's gonna... Mike Bailey is gonna stop Kevin Knight from winning the title, and then that's how it's gonna be. And then they're gonna have a match at All In. It's gonna be both of them.
Yeah, I don't like Bailey and Kevin Knight being pushed ahead of some people I think probably deserve it more, because...
I mean, it's just... The story is really great. It's a big story. Everyone loves it.
I don't know. I don't think everyone loves it. I will have to disagree with you on that. But that's our show this week. We will be back with a whole new edition next week right here on Third League Radio.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Third League Radio. Download the latest episodes at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Catch the live radio show every weekend starting at 10 p.m. You can listen live every Friday night at mix961.net. This has been Third League Radio.